Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hey, guys.
and the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
Up out.
And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Punishment. Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good week so far. Hope you've had a good Tuesday. And I don't have anything else to add to that. How are you guys doing, Monkey?
I'm well. I'm feeling loved today.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, I'm feeling very loved, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who commented on the video, because I do read all the comments on my videos, even if I don't get a chance to respond. And I love you guys. Y'all are amazing.
Yeah, Monkey might not be able to read, but he can read.
Yes, I can't read out loud.
Okay. And Satsu, how are you doing?
I'm good. Really good, actually.
Yeah. That was quite a story you told us before the stream, but the chat doesn't get to hear it because we're all like secret in that.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that at YouTube time. I think I'll share it then.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting something or forgetting to mention something before we get to the opening of things. You guys aren't streaming tonight. Tuesday's not your night, right?
No,
Right.
No stream tonight.
Okay. Nothing is coming to mind. So either I'm forgetting something very important or there is nothing important. So Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already, and share our stuff by all means. And there's more to share today than on a normal day for some reason.
That's true.
I don't know why that is. We might get to that at YouTube time, but there's actually more between the three of us than normal to share. So, but seriously, if you like one of our videos, retweet it on Twitter, post it on Facebook, whatever. And YouTube doesn't. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And for the record, guys, not just our stuff. Anybody you enjoy.
That too.
Any creator.
Yeah, anybody within sort of the sphere of stuff that we do, or probably half the people you like, regardless, they're not getting the help from YouTube in broadcasting their existence as much now as they did in the past. So you guys are the best algorithm out there, just so you know. Let's see. Anything else to mention or plug or whatever to cover before we get into the schnuzz?
Nothing that comes to mind.
Satsu?
Nah, bruh.
Nah, bruh.
But I'll be happy to interrupt you as you're telling us about the news today.
Gee, will you?
Indeed.
Gosh, you're
So
so.
gave you a heads up.
Oh, wait, we got a birthday?
What? Already? You haven't even started yet.
It's
Batty.
Batty's birthday.
Batty.
I love
you don't
Batty.
get a
So
birthday.
Batty, are you out there? Are you listening? I hope so, because we're about to sing to you, and if not, then we're singing to all these other people who are not as appreciative of it as I think you'll be. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday
to you.
Bats are puppies with wings.
Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Not all of them are cute, though.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
dear Batty.
dear Batty.
Are you an ugly bat? I want to know.
Happy birthday, to you.
You.
Haha! Random American walked face first into that one.
Happy birthday, Batty. I hope you had a really good one.
Yep.
Oh, 9/11 birthdays. I feel bad for people with that one.
Yeah, see, I wonder if we can get through the entire stream without making any 9/11 jokes.
Do you think people with 9/11 birthdays, when like balloons pop, they get scared?
Well,
that was quick. Okay, never mind. And who was it? I remember it was last year or something where one of our very talented mental gymnastics viewers discovered that with the schedule we used to have on the show, if we'd been broadcasting back then, 9/11 would have been my night.
That was oh God, what's his name? He doesn't come around very often anymore. Zenith.
Yeah. That's
Zenith.
right. It was Zenith. It was Zenith. What happened to Zenith?
He doesn't. He comes by every now and then, and he told us one time he's just kind of burned out on this kind of material, which is fine.
Oh,
Hey, that's great. Zenith is a great person, and always happy to have him stop by when he does.
Zenith. Who else? Better Red Than Dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there's someone that I, for whatever reason, maybe it's because I'm a redhead freakazoid, but Better Red Than Dead, someone who I always wonder, like, what happened to her? I hope she's okay. Anyway, moving on to the news. Not quite the kind of disaster we memorialize today, but one oncoming. These 4 reasons make Hurricane Florence extremely dangerous. Could they be Category 1, Category 2, Category 3, and Category 4?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
There's some other stuff.
Let's see. Even for a major hurricane, Florence is a beast like no other. A perfect storm of unfortunate circumstances means Florence could deal a devastating blow to the southeast. Here's why this hurricane is especially dangerous. Number 1, its brute force. Florence catapulted from a Category 2 to a Category 4 hurricane over the span of several hours. Even scarier, it could get more intense as it gets closer to the Carolinas. Quote, the storm is going to get stronger before it makes landfall, CNN meteorologist Chad Myers said. As of Tuesday morning, Florence was hurling 130-mile-per-hour winds. Before it pummels the U.S. coastline, Florence could come close to a Category 5 storm, meaning winds could approach 157 miles per hour. Yeesh. Okay. Number 2, the deadly walls of water. Astonishing winds aren't the biggest danger. That would be Florence's storm surge, the Federal Emergency Management Agency said. Quote, storm surge has the highest potential to kill the most amount of people, FEMA Administrator Brock Long said. It also has the highest potential to cause the most destruction. Storm surge is basically a wall of water that could swallow parts of the coast. Quote, this will have a storm surge in the 20-foot range, Myers said. To put things in perspective, any storm surge taller than 12 feet is life-threatening, National Hurricane Center Director Ken Graham said. And along with that, number 3, it could cause massive inland flooding. Aside from that mammoth coastal flooding, Florence will likely inundate cities far inland as well. Slow down significantly after landfall, and the longer a hurricane hovers over land, the more rain it dumps on the same place. Quote, with this storm, what's unique is its forecast to stall, dropping copious amounts of rainfall across the Carolinas and into Virginia, Long said. So this is not just a coastal threat, it is a statewide threat for the states involved. Some areas could get deluged with 20 inches of rain, Myers said. The problem is much of the Carolinas are already saturated from rainfall, so the land can't absorb much more water. Quote, inland flooding will be a major threat and something people far from the landfall location should CNN meteorologist Brandon Miller said. And number 4, it's barreling towards people not used to big hurricanes. If the latest forecast holds, Florence will strike farther north on the East Coast than any other Category 4 hurricane in history. The Carolinas will likely bear the brunt of Florence's wrath, but that part of the East Coast rarely sees any major hurricanes. And in the 29 years since Hurricane Hugo struck, the population of the coastal Carolinas has skyrocketed. Quote, there's 25% more people living between Charleston and Morehead City than there were when Hugo was making landfall. Many of the people here have never seen a storm this strong, Myers said. They have no idea what overwash of an island will do to a home, what the wind could do to your home, and what to do to your home to make it safer after you evacuate. Even Wilmington, North Carolina, a coastal city accustomed to severe weather, is bracing for an unusually brutal impact. Quote, we're a resilient bunch down here. We go through a lot of these hurricane scares throughout the years, but this is pretty serious, said Wilmington Mayor Bill Saffo. He warned residents to take precautions, quote, because once this storm is upon us, we're not going to be able to send emergency personnel out to rescue you. Yeah, so this is going to suck, guys.
There's always a chance that it'll downgrade, but don't take that chance.
Yeah.
If they're telling you to get out, get out.
Yeah. I mean, there's always the chance it could downgrade. There's always the chance it could turn and not hit the coast, or at least not as badly. But if you or your loved ones are anywhere in the path of this thing, do whatever you can to get inland. Just get away from it.
Faith says, how long until they blame this on Trump? I went to I was about to mention this earlier about the 9/11 thing. I went to the never forget hashtag.
Oh God.
And there were way more than I'd like to have seen of messages that were somehow tied Trump into 9/11 being a tragedy. Like somehow that tragedy that happened back then is like representative of how it is to live under Trump right now. I'm just like, dude, yeah, no matter what happens, you always find a way to just get his dick slid in there somewhere. Like,
well, it's a hurricane hitting the coast. They're going to blame it on global warming, which he is turned the EPA off of, so it'll be there.
Thank you, Point Curation. How long until hurricanes are racist? Well, we already know they're sexist because they're all named after girls, except that they're not, but whatever. Who was it that said today that like Trump is a worse threat to the American populace?
Joe Scarborough.
That's right. Joe Scarborough was saying that Trump and his administration is a bigger threat than 9/11 to the American way of life or whatever. And I'm just like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Really?
Trump has done more damage to the American way of life than any foreign enemy ever could.
Oh, well, yeah. So if your family died in 9/11, fuck them.
Yeah.
I
just want to reiterate, if you are in the path of this storm, guys, please be careful. Get the hell out if you can.
Yes. I was just going to say, if there's any blame to be had, it won't come until after the thing hits because, and you know, with all seriousness, if the planned response by FEMA and the local governments and anything else that has to do with the administration trying to coordinate stuff isn't, I mean, it's never perfect. You name me an administration that has ever handled a natural disaster, quote unquote, perfectly. But if there are large gaps in logic, support, or, you know, organization in the thing, then there may be legitimate reasons to criticize. But we won't know until after it happens and we see what kind of result we get and the response. Either way, try to stay away from it if you can. So there was that. But on a different front, that was natural disasters. How about a international disaster?
Hooray.
Real quick, before you move on, there is another threat with this hurricane that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
They're worried about shit spreading because apparently it's coming in a path where it's going to hit like farmlands and stuff and where they have a lot of fertilizer stored.
Oh.
So there's literally a shit storm coming, guys. Move.
Did you say move in reference to cows because of that same reference?
I might have.
Okay.
Well, I was hoping he didn't, but I was thinking that too because I'm just like,
I was also wondering if Monkey didn't just set all that up so he could say shitstorm for reals, yo.
Well, he definitely did. That's
that too. Hey, Gutenberg, how you doing, bud?
It's Gutenberg. Gutenberg, who actually had a show on his channel last night, which was weird. But I don't know if that's a regular thing or they were visiting, but congratulations on that.
Oh, Scribe can make puns, but I can't. Look at the chat.
I mean, if we're on Scribe's night, then you can.
Monkey, know your role, okay?
All right. Stay in my lane.
Know your place. That's right. Know your place, cripple. I
will stay in my lane over here, in the cripple lane.
That's right. You got your tag on the rearview mirror. You got your spot. You stay in your spot. Thank you, Sanguine. I actually like when people are that blatant with their bias and bullshit. It makes it easier to identify and refute to the same / mostly sane.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is why even people who have bad ideas need to have an open platform to speak them. That's how these things get debated and discussed and analyzed, and people have the opportunity to think for themselves about them and not put aside. Anyway, back onto global matters. Haley warns Russia and Iran of dire consequences over Syria military assault.
Can I interrupt just for a moment to say?
Can you? Of course you can. You should do it every fucking 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say that if I weren't married, I would bang the hell out of Nikki Haley. She is cute as fuck.
Thank you for sharing that, Monkey.
We now return to our story already in progress. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, that Monkey wants to fuck, warned Russia and Iran of dire consequences if they continue airstrikes against the last rebel-held area in Syria, and said the U.S. would respond to any use of chemical weapons.
Are you reading
one sentence?
I interrupt.
All one sentence, no punctuation.
Okay, so that was because of the way it was written, not because of me.
Yes. No, that was entirely the way it was written. There was, aside from the quotation marks around dire consequences, there was no punctuation in that entire paragraph until the period at the end.
CNN, right?
Next. Yes.
Okay.
Russia's ambassador to the UN met Haley's threat with the denial that Syria has any chemical weapons, thank you, CNN, as the UN Secretary General warned of a potential bloodbath during Tuesday's UN Security Council meeting on the crisis in Idlib, Syria. During what the second session on Idlib, let me start over. During what was the second session on Idlib in 4 days, Haley told the council that, quote, the world has seen a clear military escalation, unquote, this month by Russia and the Syrian regime, whose forces have conducted more than 100 airstrikes using, quote, barrel bombs, rockets, and artillery, unquote, in an attempt to retake the last rebel holdout after years of war. Haley accused Russia and Iran of having little interest in a political solution and called their actions those of, quote, cowards interested in a bloody military conquest, unquote. Quote, if Assad, Russia, and Iran continue down the path they are on, the consequences will be dire, she said. Thank you, Nick's opinion. Started a new and better job today at LAX. One of the training videos does show 9/11 because airport job. Well, yeah. If ever there was a warning of what to watch out for and the consequences thereof, you can't get much worse than 9/11 for airports.
But congratulations on the new job, man.
Yeah, good shit. Congratulations.
And Scribe, you're apparently roboting a little tiny bit.
Am I?
That's
Don't
what
go
chat
on
is
any
telling us.
suicide flight.
Was I? Did anything like completely drop out?
I could hear it all. There was just a little bit of almost stretching, I think would be the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
just
if it continues or gets any worse, let me know. Maybe I'll restart if I have to. Let me check my bandwidth thing, make sure I'm on the lowest bandwidth. Okay. Well, let me know. Quote, I also want to reiterate that what I said last week to the Assad regime and anyone else contemplating the use of chemical weapons in Syria, Haley added, quote, the United States followed through when we said that we would respond to the use of chemical weapons. We stand by this warning, unquote. Secretary of Defense James Mattis declined to say Tuesday whether the U.S. would take military action against the Syrian regime should it use chemical weapons, but he did say Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad has, quote, been warned, unquote. I think military action has already been shown that was on the table for us. I mean, we broadcast live that whole incident with the airport. Thank you, Duck Dog. Domo arigato, Mr. Duck Doggo. Okay. Thank you. Quote, I'm not going to tell the world ahead of time what we're going to do. It's just not my... When asked if and what kind of retaliation the U.S. military would carry out should the regime use chemical weapons in its offensive against Idlib. Quote, I never talk about what would come next, Mattis said, but I think that you do have to look at the fact that we will abide by the chemical weapons prohibition and support it. When asked what the U.S. has done to prevent their use, Mattis referred to U.S., UK, and French strikes on Syria after a chemical weapons attack in April. Assad, quote, has been warned, Mattis said. The first time around, he lost 17% of his pointy-nosed Air Force airplanes. Pointy-nosed Air Force airplanes. He's been warned, and so we'll see if he's wised up. I kind of appreciate the plain speaking there. No pun intended.
He's allowed to do it.
Understood it.
Just know your role, monkey. Only I may be the punishment lord.
Are you saying roll to a cripple? Like I should be in a wheelchair? Is that a cripple joke?
Well, yes.
Oh. All right.
Just see you rolling, they hating. They know that you're riding monkey. All right.
Riding cripple.
Anyway, so yeah, we have wars and rumors of wars, along with hurricanes oncoming.
Destruction everywhere. It's all because of that cow in Israel.
Yes, that's right, the red heifer.
Red heifer.
Say heifer for me, Satsu.
Heifer.
There you go.
So my mom would say heifer.
Heifer. We did a natural disaster. We did a political / military oncoming, perhaps, disaster. How about a medical disaster, hedging on economic disaster?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, this is the reason for the title of the stream. Report. Pharmaceutical executive says he had a moral requirement to raise drug price by 400%.
A moral requirement.
I have only read like the first paragraph of this, but this is amazing. This guy is a real life Ferengi. All right. If you watch Star Trek, you know the Ferengi and the rules of acquisition, all that fun stuff. I think this guy might be a living example. A pharmaceutical company executive defended his company's recent 400% drug price increase, telling the Financial Times that his company had a, quote, moral requirement to sell the product at the highest price, unquote. The head of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration blasted the executive in a response on Twitter. This is the guy's name, Nirmal Mulye, Nirmalmulye, founder and president of Nostrum Pharmaceuticals, commented in a story Tuesday about the decision to raise the price of an antibiotic mixture called nitrofurantoin from about $500 per bottle to more than $2,300 per bottle. The drug is listed by the World Health Organization as a, quote, essential medicine for lower urinary tract infections. Quote, I think it is a moral requirement to make money when you can, Mulye told the Financial Times, to sell the product for the highest price. Getting Blind Press. The moral requirement was money. Yeah, well.
Yeah, you got that exactly.
That's where we're getting there. The Financial Times said Mulye compared his decision to increase the price to that of an art dealer who sells, quote, a painting for $500 million and said he was in, quote, this business to make money, unquote. According to the Financial Times, the executive defended Pharma Bro Martin Shkreli, who was once dubbed the most hated man in America after his company raised the price of an AIDS drug by more than 5,000% in 2015. Shkreli was recently sentenced to 7 years in prison for fraud due to mismanaging money at his hedge funds. Quote, I agree with Martin Shkreli. When he raised the price of his drug, he was within his rights because he had to reward his shareholders, Mulye was quoted as saying. FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb issued a sharp rebuke of the CEO on Twitter shortly after the story published, saying, quote, there's no moral imperative to price gouge and take advantage of patients. Nostrum has not responded to a request for comment. The Financial Times said that after its initial interview, Mulye followed up with a LinkedIn message with unusually harsh words for the FDA, calling the agency incompetent and corrupt. I hate to tell you this, dude, but you just asked them to audit your ass.
Yep.
I don't know what to tell you. Good luck with that.
I feel like nobody in the pharmaceutical business has any right to criticize anybody.
Look, he's right. He has the right to do it.
It's true.
He doesn't have a moral imperative to do it. That's an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
You have the right to be an asshole, sure, but it doesn't mean you should be an asshole.
You know who has the moral high ground in all of pharmaceutical history practically? Jonas Salk. For just making it. Because that's the polio vaccine.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, definitely.
And he just said everybody gets it for free. Because
are we losing Scribe?
Yeah, we didn't hear.
This is a moral.
You are breaking
hello.
Up. You're breaking up real bad, bud.
All right, I'll come back.
All right.
We missed after the polio thing.
His computer got polio. He'll be back in a minute. Yes, definitely RoboScribe there. I'm glad it was him because when I was streaming with Bear earlier today, I roboted a little bit and I was worried it was me again.
Welcome to the Satsu and Monkey Show.
Indeed. We don't know what to talk about.
How y'all doing?
Good night, baby. I love you.
I love you too. Oh wait.
Oh, I love you too.
All right, I just assumed that.
Thank you, Sanguine. Well, if he swung it as an argument that the higher prices, he could dump more money into R&D, and therefore the gouge would result in better meds to save more people. In that, I can see that argument, but that's not what he said. His defense was literally to make more money.
Oh yeah, I mean, but see, I was already very cynical about that because you guys know how I feel about the pharmaceutical industry. And I already know, I'm like, these people don't give a shit if you live or die. They just want to get as much money from you as they can until you do. You know what I mean? Like, I truly believe that anybody above corporate level.
Testing.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Like, anybody above corporate level does not give a shit.
Hello.
We heard you.
Hello.
We hear you, Scribe.
You guys are roboting, so I figure I'm fucking up again.
I guess so, because we said we heard you.
Huh.
So is that you can understand me or you can't?
We can hear you right now.
We can hear you now,
yeah. Thank you, Sanguine. Well, if he swung it as an argument that with higher prices he could dump more money into R&D and therefore the gouge would result in better meds to save more people. Yeah, but he did make that argument. So it's not one of we need more funding in order to pursue our research. It's we just want to make more profit.
Ramen Lewis tells us the Louisiana mayor has banned Nike. Did you guys see the preacher who cut up Nikes at the pulpit?
Yeah.
Why, you fucking idiot.
I didn't see it.
Thank you, Duck Dog. Testes, 1, 2, 3. Well, if you've got 3, you might have a problem.
Yeah, you get to 3, you need to back up 1.
Anyway, that is the end of that story, I suppose. Is Bear here? It's Bear.
He was here for just a minute. He said he popped in just before bed.
Okay, is Monkey stuttering out or is it me?
That was probably you because I didn't hear Monkey breaking it.
Yeah, great. Okay. Well, guys, I don't know what's going on with my internet. I haven't had this hasn't happened in quite a while, actually. It's usually it's been a long time since I've had a roboting session on here, so I don't know if something's going on. I closed down all the other apps that could possibly be using up any internet, even though my connection's usually pretty good. So if it continues, I'll just continue to restart. I don't know. So those are all those stories that I had. If you guys have any stories.
No, that's all I had.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, guy.
I say, do you want me to do the next segment?
He's asking, do you want him to do MSS News, Scribe?
I know what he's asking. I just don't understand why you would want to read.
Well, that's because
yeah, as oh man, you're an asshole. I was gonna say because as broken up as you're sounding right now, my bad reading would still be better than that. You dick.
Oh, okay. Well, at least it's because of a
nice.
At least it's because of a technical error, not because of a lack of skill. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm trying to be nice, and you're over there being a dick. Okay, MSS News, guys. If you have a story, hit us up at MSS News on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all, but that's because Scribe's an asshole.
Yes.
The first one I have here comes from Colleen Bernier. It's been sent to us by several people, and it was kind of big news today, and I have no idea why. Paul McCartney said he and John Lennon masturbated together with friends.
Wait, Rachel and Ross and all the rest of them?
Apparently, yes. Paul McCartney has given new meaning to "I get by with a little help from my friends." The music legend regaled writer Chris Heath in GQ with a story about how he, John Lennon, and some of their friends masturbated together before the pair became world-famous members of the Beatles. Discussing their early days, McCartney talked about how the group bonded. That's not how you bond with friends. That's not how I've ever bonded with any of my friends. I love these two guys, but if we met, we are not jacking off together.
Oh.
You two can, but I'm not going to be a part of that.
Let me scratch that off this list.
When asked if the ritual took place more than once, McCartney said, "I think it was just a one-off, or maybe it was like a two-off. It wasn't a big thing, but it was just the kind of thing you didn't think much of. It was just a group." Masturbating with friends, not the kind of thing you put much thought into.
You just whip out your dick and, shit happens.
How do you even start that conversation?
No, it's a British thing, I'm sure.
Must be. Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, it's a wank. They wank together.
Ah, yes.
Oh, wait, Chaps, that's not a wank.
Yeah, Irate Bear knows about this. Ask him next time you see him.
Well, he's a sailor too, so there's that.
Here's another big one. This one comes to us from Jesse Green. I'm sure we got it from other people. This is what site was this again? Deadspin. They turned Spider-Man into a damn cop, and it sucks.
Oh man, this article pissed me off.
Yeah, this is stupid.
This new Spider-Man video game came out on PlayStation 4 last week, and I was eager to spend a chunk of my weekend playing it. Some things I immensely enjoyed during my first few hours of playtime: web slinging, jumping off buildings, web swinging, whispering, "Whoa, that looks just like the real Empire State Building," and web swinging. One thing I definitely did not enjoy is how the game turned Spider-Man into a frickin' cop. Dude, have you ever read Spider-Man?
Yeah, you keep going, because by the last paragraph, you'll be asking that question like times a million.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
Granted, I'm only a few hours into the game, but so far the primary objective boils down to help the cops. Not just any cops either, but the NYPD specifically, because the game takes place in a true-to-life rendering of New York City. It's dumb to expect video games to be responsible reflections of real life, but it is also impossible, for me at least, not to feel some ickiness about the game forcing me into cahoots with even a fictionalized version of the NYPD Blue. NYPD, I added the blue there. An organization that routinely oppresses some of the most vulnerable residents in the city I live in.
This is a grown man saying he feels icky playing Spider-Man.
Yes. Notice he said, "It's dumb to make this comparison, but please sit still while I do it anyway."
I can't read any more of this. I'm going to punch my screen.
Read the last. Just read the last paragraph, if nothing else.
What this new game does is put Spider-Man up on a perch where he doesn't belong. He's no longer performing heroic deeds out of just the goodness of his heart. That's never why he's done it. But also for the purpose of solidifying the existing power structure's grip on the city. Again, this is how the first few hours of the game works, and maybe there's a forthcoming plot twist in which Spider-Man realizes that he no longer wants to be an agent of the state.
Keep going.
All I know is that it kind of sucks to play a game in which Spider-Man, in the process of beating up some drug dealers, taunts them by yelling, "If you all just got real jobs, you wouldn't have to work so hard at being criminals." Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
This guy has absolutely no idea who or what Spider-Man is, and like I said in the Twitter thing I responded on, I said, so his preferential iteration of Spider-Man is someone who actively opposes law enforcement and doesn't berate drug dealers.
Yeah. He wanted a fucking Antifa Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
I almost said, well, gee, I guess you better wish or hope that they make you a Venom game. But then I thought, no, wait, Venom wouldn't like drug dealers either. He'd just eat them instead.
Yes, Venom hates criminals, hates evil people.
Yeah, and actually he would be on the side of the cops because
Yes.
he has a code of honor, even though he's a fucking insane monster. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God, if this fucker actually went back and read the original tellings of Spider-Man, he would lose his shit.
No kidding.
He helped the cops all the time. He would round up the drug dealers and criminals and leave them for the police.
Yeah. The story that led up to Venom being created, the whole Eddie Brock thing about the Sin Eater, the serial killer, and him going after Detective DeWolf or whatever. Yeah, he wouldn't know what to do with himself when you got like Spider-Man rescuing a woman from a serial killer who's also a cop. Like, yeah, sorry.
Well, apparently Spider-Man in his mind was just a social justice warrior who only fought for the law, because that's what, if you read it, he said that Spider-Man is, he's not in the higher echelons of the community. He's a commoner just like everybody else, and that's specifically who he fought for. Like he didn't, it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
He beat up the bad guys, which includes just your run-of-the-mill criminals.
And it didn't matter who it was. Like, it didn't matter what their fucking social status was. He's like, oh, you're a straight white male? No, I can't help you.
Yeah, he'd wrap them up and he'd leave them hanging from a lamppost for the cops to come get.
Yes.
He was the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He was protecting his town. Thank you, Sanguine. Guess he wants to web fed. Oh, Jesus.
The very first issue of the Spider-Man series that came out in the 90s, there's actually a great part at the very beginning of it where Spider-Man fights some just regular street thugs, and he comes back and he complains to Mary Jane. He's like, even after all this time, these fuckers still think they have a chance against me. He was just fighting regular little thugs.
Yeah,
what an asshole.
Purse snatchers and rescuing cats out of trees. That's what set Spider-Man. The guy's right. Spider-Man was set apart from a lot of the bigger superheroes because he was down to earth. He dealt with the penny ante stuff that actually concerns most normal people. Muggers, drug dealers, rapists, things like that. That when Captain America's fighting super Nazis on the moon or something, Spider-Man's down in an alley stopping a lady from getting her purse snatched. That's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, the guy who wrote that article can kiss my entire ass.
Yeah, I just don't understand where he got the idea of an anti-police Spider-Man. Like, what is that even a thing in any? There's multiverses through Spider-Man. There's plenty of them. When the fuck has he ever been anti-police?
In that moron's mind alone.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any Spider-Man version or offshoot that isn't a crazy murderous symbiote. That actively opposes law enforcement.
Maybe he confused Spider-Man with Carnage.
Or maybe he confused Spider-Man with the Punisher.
Or maybe...
No, wait, the Punisher would blow away drug dealers and not give them a chance to reform, so no.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just confused knowledge of this thing with nothing. Because he had no knowledge of this at all.
Anyway.
Our next story comes to us from Ramen Lewis. And I chose this one because I figured that this could give us some conversation here.
No.
Kit Harington calls out Marvel for not casting gay actors as superheroes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Newly betrothed Kit Harington is newly outraged over the lack of queer representation in superhero movies. The Game of Thrones actor has a bone to pick with the powers that be at Marvel for not casting out gay actors to populate its ever-expanding universe. Well, isn't that... Unless they're a gay character, they're not supposed to be played by gay people, are they?
Right.
That's the new rule.
Yeah, if he just wants gay actors, or does he want gay characters? Or does he want
gay actors?
He wants gay actors. Okay.
Yes.
By your rule, the rules that your people created, unless the character's gay, they can't play it. Gay characters are designated for gay people. So,
Lindsay says, I guess Kit has not seen the first 3 X-Men movies. Well, technically, that's not Marvel. That's Fox.
That's Fox, technically, yeah.
If
you're talking about Marvel Studios.
Did he break up again?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I did.
Okay.
Because I opened a web page.
You got the super chat, and then I'll continue reading.
Sanguine. Wait, I think I know how he fucked up. I think he confused J. Jonah Jameson with a commissioner.
Yeah, indeed. There's a big problem with masculinity and homosexuality that they can't somehow go hand in hand, Harrington told Variety at the Toronto International Film Festival. That we can't have someone in a Marvel movie who's gay in real life and plays some superhero. I mean, when is that going to happen?
When y'all stop advocating that only gay people are allowed to play gay characters?
Jesus fucking Christ. I don't necessarily disagree with him, but it can't just be, oh, he's a gay actor. If it's a gay actor who can play the part, by all means. But the LGBT QRS community is the one who started this bullshit about you have to have absolute representation being accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's a gay actor, is it
Yes.
required they play a gay character?
No, no.
Okay,
We just need a gay man to play Captain America. He can still be straight in the movie.
oh.
Gay, yeah.
So Marvel is actively homophobic, is what Kit Harington's saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's asking for
Okay.
something that the LGBT community actively is fighting against, which is really fun.
But see, we talked about it at the time. We knew this was going to happen because it's not about actually having people in that role who are straight because the character's straight.
Yeah.
It only matters that it's a gay character played by a gay man. A straight character can be played by a gay man. That's no problem. Which, in theory, I agree with, by the way.
So what they need to do, or what Kit Harington needs to do, is he needs to produce. He needs to go to Marvel and say, I will be the executive producer on a film version of Alpha Flight, the Canadian version of the X-Men, effectively. And a member of that team is North Star, who was, if I remember correctly, Marvel's first openly gay character. And there you go. You can go for, you can have Sasquatch and Puck and North Star and what was the other guy? Was it Weapon Alpha or whatever? And you can just go nuts and have the Canadian X-Men.
What he should do instead is have the gay character played by a straight man and one of the straight characters played by a gay man.
Because that would be erasing gay people.
Let's see. This next one is from Yanch. Oh God. 12-year-old boy who transitioned to female changes his mind 2 years later.
Oh, great. I hate those stories.
An Australian schoolboy who decided to transition into a female has changed his mind 2 years later. At just 12 years old, Patrick Mitchell begged his mother to begin taking estrogen hormones after doctors diagnosed him with gender dysphoria, a condition where a person experiences distress because there's a mismatch between their biological sex and gender identity. You wish you could just change everything about you. You just see any girl and you say, I'd kill to be like that, Mitchell told 60 Minutes. After heeding advice from professionals who suggested it was the right choice, his mother was fully supportive and Mitchell began to transition.
Wait. This sounds way too familiar. Is this an old story?
Is it? Where's the it's a year old.
Okay. I was like, that sounds exactly like a story I remember from a long time ago. Real quick, thank you, Nick's opinion. If they remake HP, the person playing Dumbledore needs to be gay. Too late, because Dumbledore is being played by Jude Law. And if I'm not completely mistaken, Jude Law is anything other than gay.
Dumbledore wasn't gay. That's some bullshit she created afterwards.
Are you saying she retconned that in?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And fuck her.
Well, it's part of the lore now, so there you go.
Let's see. What else do we have here? It's not that the rest of that story wasn't interesting, but that's like over a year old. And now that Scribe mentions it, I think we read it on air.
I remember speaking about, I think, at least last year, yeah.
This one comes from Froggy, and it's a Vice article. Those are always good. Load already, goddammit. There we go. I went through all of my old tweets and was horrified by what I found.
How shitty a person I used to be. Now I'm so much better.
This is Eve Peiser, I think is how you say that name. Deleting my old tweets one at a time was an education in self-loathing and shame, and 100% worth it. As we
to erase my past.
Yes. As we inch towards the end of 2018, the media has reached a consensus that Twitter is an unruly beast and should be approached with caution. There have been think pieces upon think pieces upon think pieces exploring this notion. Quote, Twitter's now an angry video game for many users. Everything is shrunk down to the same size, making it harder to discern what. Get to the part where you're doing something. Others are going beyond, taking a step back, and are actively purging their histories in an effort to avoid being the subject of Sarah Zhang-esque phony controversies.
Just like you erasing your old tweets, huh?
To avoid being the subject of Sarah Zhang-esque phony controversies ginned up by their adversaries. Many journalists and writers have noted that there's no good reason not to delete your old tweets. An offhanded joke or curt observation you made 3 years ago can come back to haunt you. So why pay a minimal sum to an amount and not have a robot wipe your slate clean? I'll tell you why. It's a cop-out. We built up archives of our past. Anyway, she says she wants to do it, and here's where she gets into it. This is a bigger project than it might seem. Since August 2014, I've sent over 51,000 tweets, which averages out to about 35 per day. Though there were days when I tweeted a lot more than that. Sorting through these posts has meant miring myself in a steamy swamp of every dumbass thought I ever had over the past 4 years. There are tens and tens and tens of thousands of brief asides and melodramatic declarations, all of them ancient and bizarre. And the unbearable heat of the cyber history is suffocating.
What?
Swamp creatures viciously nip at my ankles, and they come in many forms. The misguided and frenzied post-2016 election takes, sex jokes that are simply TMI, unfair snap judgments of various public figures, tired memes and lazy jokes, vulnerable displays of pettiness, sarcastic asides that look psychotic out of context. Every time a version of myself tries to bite, I hit delete and emerge just a little bit victorious.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God, I'm not necessarily against doing that if you want to, especially in this day and age. But you know what a much better thing would be to do? Come out against people who ruin people over shit they said in jokes on Twitter.
Yeah, is she taking any time to defend James Gunn in the course of this?
No, of course not. No. She's deleting her stuff because it looks bad for her.
Right.
Which makes me really want to see her tweets, actually.
Yeah, exactly. What does she think that has to be covered up now that was so old and bad?
But here's the thing, though. I appreciate somebody who's going to be self-aware about the situation and look back and criticize their past mistakes and be like, okay, this is something that I did. It sucked. I'm going to try to do better. That's totally fine. But if you are like riding along with this culture that's going on and you're playing the holier than thou card, then this should be, I am turning myself in to the SJW police article. That's what this should be. Like,
yeah,
you should be welcoming the outrage. Yeah, this was the stuff that I said before. Please, internet mob, destroy me. Like, that's what this should be. Other than that, we don't need to fucking hear about it. Why do you need to announce to us that you were a shitty person back then and you're deleting all your tweets? Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's when she says it's education and self-loathing and shame. I hope you actually take the lesson, but I doubt you will. I think what you're doing is just worried about how it'll look to an employer and not really giving a fuck what you actually said was right or not.
They're being preemptive. They're like, before anybody sees this, I'm going to out myself and make it seem like I'm woke as fuck. And I just realized that, but don't worry. I mean, if this plays out how it usually does, somebody will write an article about this person if they're important enough that says this person thinks that admitting that they did all this stuff excuses them, but it doesn't, or some shit like that.
I think there needs to be a societal rule taken on for things like this. I think there needs to be a rule that every 5 years you reboot all of your social media accounts. You delete the old ones, start a fresh start, leave the past behind. That's what I think is the wisest course of action, given the climate we're in and the consequences of some joke you made 5-10 years ago coming back to haunt your ass.
Well, maybe it's just because I'm fairly certain I'll never work again. But I don't really have any shame for anything I've ever put on Twitter. And I've said some horrible things on there. Jokes are jokes to me. And I hate the idea that she didn't do this because she actually was looking for self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
She did it because the controversy, which she says is fake, about Sarah Zhang. Sarah Zhang wrote some really nasty shit. I think the only reason anybody dug it up is because they had a issue with her. But that doesn't make the controversy fake as it was suggested there.
Mm-hmm.
She actually wrote all that shit.
Yeah.
Not only that, people are actually losing their jobs for saying shit,
Yeah.
you know, fucked up shit or whatever, and this person all of a sudden gets a pass.
Mm-hmm.
I think the advantage I have, and maybe people my age have in getting into Twitter when we did, is that hopefully we left our edgy selves behind long before we ever got on Twitter. So anything that we do now is basically just sort of fun. I don't know.
Man,
I can see that.
I'm just a fucking YouTuber, man. I don't give a shit if somebody goes back because I done said some dumb shit and made some stupid ass videos and stuff when I first started. Any recognition, I hope somebody do write an article about me. I'll get more stuff than I lose for sure. So I don't give a fuck.
That was my problem with Sarah Zhang is she didn't just come out and say, you know what, I wrote that. I meant it at the time or anything. She came out and lied. I was just responding to edginess. No, you weren't. You weren't.
Yeah.
And you lied about it. Everything I've written on Twitter is me. And while some of it is a response to other things, it's just me being an asshole.
Yep.
And we need to stop going after people for shit they said randomly on Twitter or anywhere else. Anyhow, do you want me to do more or?
So, guys, thank you so much for the stories. Am I coming through it all clear?
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
you roboted there for a second, but you're good now.
Oh, for God's sake. I have no idea what's going on, guys. I've restarted my browser. I've turned off Steam and anything else. I even shut down Twitter on the off chance that maybe that's doing something. So I will press on. If I completely bail out, you guys let me know and I'll reboot again.
Sure.
So YouTube time. I didn't end up doing anything YouTube-y today, so I'm done. Satsu, how about you?
I uploaded the new Raft video, and on my main channel, I did a video on Tess Holiday and the kind of contradictions that are going on with that whole, like, just I didn't talk about the situation specifically, more so the perception of the depiction of these people in the magazines and how we kind of shifted from how showing a skinny person on a magazine is harmful and dangerous, but showing a fat person is enlightening and fucking, you know, awesome. And I'm just like, they're both pictures of people on a magazine cover. One can't be harmful and the other is beneficial. Like they're both harmful depictions or they're both beneficial. The bottom line is there's going to be skinny people looking at the fat girl and feeling some type of way and vice versa, like no matter what. And chances are, because you're displaying both sides of the extremes, both sides are probably not the healthiest in the first place. Like neither one of them is a real good depiction. But either it's a problem or it's not. And that's basically what that was about. Outside of that, I do have news for Squishy. Remember, I think I told you guys that she found a new job and she was getting ready to start it pretty soon. Apparently, they really, really did not want her to leave because they offered her a almost $5 raise to stay at the job that she's at now, and she is definitely considering it. So she's definitely happy about that. But she called me earlier and asked me about it and said the audacity of these movies. And I was just like, well, I mean, you know, it is what it is. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But Squishy seemed pretty pleased. That seems like they cared about her enough to offer her that. So she'll probably be sticking around. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for me.
Okay, and I forgot to mention, I do have something happening tomorrow, probably. I have been invited to appear on Two Girls, One Stream with Weibo and SDA in order to assist in reading my latest fan fiction.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Of them for them. So that happens, I think they said it was around 8 o'clock Eastern time. So I should be on there briefly to do that when that happens. Monkey, I don't suppose you had anything to do today with YouTube.
I did. I streamed with Irate Bear for about 2 hours earlier today, which I love. I enjoy talking with you guys, and I enjoy when like Bear's on the stream. But it's rare just me and Bear get to talk anymore, and we always have great conversations that go all over the fucking place.
Oh, KSE, thank you. Did you already finish MSS News?
Yes.
Yes. Why? Oh, I just got here. Okay. Well, yes, we did. We're on YouTube time now.
We covered the story you sent in, Chaos, but I hadn't seen you had sent it in too. She sent in the Spider-Man story. Oh, I also uploaded a video today.
What?
I told y'all I wasn't fucking around yesterday.
I know, hey, it's
that was completely broken up. You actually sounded like a weird musical instrument.
Oh, Monkey, you know what you should have did?
What's that?
You should have just like just not talked about it at all. Just acted like you didn't do a video.
It's rare I actually get to say that, so I wanted to take advantage. It's been pretty well received, actually. Being that I was talking about Boogie specifically, his thoughts on this, I expected at least a little bit of hate, and I haven't gotten any from that, so that's cool. But yeah, I talked about it a little bit last night, and if you haven't seen the video, you should, because I'm funny. But I just don't agree with the idea of normalizing fatness. You know, you were talking about the covers of the magazines and the different body types, and in your video, you know, you mentioned that they say that the girl in that one ad they had in England that they eventually pulled was an unrealistic body type.
Yeah,
and you point out like that's a real person, you idiot.
Yeah, that's an actual human. Like, what the fuck?
And it may be unrealistic to be that skinny, but there's a lot of people who do it. It might be more realistic to be Tess Holiday size, but that doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be promoting it. Especially when she's promoting the idea that you can be healthy at that size. You'll notice Tess Holiday lately has started getting very angry about people asking about her health. Yeah. She was in an article a couple months ago, and we talked about it on here briefly, where she was talking about it's nobody's business what her health is. Well, it is when you're out there pushing the idea that you can be that fucking fat and healthy.
Yeah, when you're literally telling people you can be this big and be healthy and advocating for them to do so, then people are like, okay, well, how healthy are you exactly?
Yeah, let's see the MRIs of those knees, because I bet you there is no cartilage left.
Yeah.
I bet you that woman is in constant pain. With titties that big, her back has to hurt like fuck. So yeah, that I have a problem with people like Tess Holiday, because she is literally pushing death. And if somebody was out there saying, hey, you know, cocaine is good for you, nobody would be like, you can't object to that. But a fat person saying that you can be 300 pounds, and again, she's 5'4". She is a little ball of a person, and pushing that you can be healthy that way is just stupid. That's all.
I agree. I definitely agree. You know what tripped me out though? I didn't realize how many fucking people really did a video about that in like a tiny window, because I got on after I finished.
There were 4 of them today.
Yeah. Fucking some black guy, Misa, me, you. I'm just like, holy fuck.
When I made mine, I thought, oh, wow, this is like, it's not timely anymore. And then suddenly, bam, everybody did it. Like, oh, okay.
Internet fuckatry, which includes my connection tonight.
Yeah, you definitely have internet fuckatry on your side. Do you have any, Satsu?
Not really. Outside of the Spider-Man thing, I was really gonna get into that, because that was the one thing that really pissed me off, and I'm like, that is absolutely gonna be a video tomorrow, and it will be, because there's a lot more that you didn't read that I need to talk about.
Yeah, I only skipped.
Oh, now
like
is that Monkey or is that me?
That was Monkey that time.
Okay, that's Monkey dropping out of the universe.
Oh shit.
Anyway, you got 2 super chats there.
Yeah, you just completely disappeared off the face of the earth, monkey.
Yeah.
I'm back now.
Thank you, Gregory Hurst. Antifa is going to make Tess an offer to join Fatifa. Oh, yeah. And thank you, Sanguine. Bitch is my weight without any of the height and muscle bone mass and what knees her thigh and calf fat ate them. Oh, and
yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay.
What knees? Yeah. If you look at the picture, you can see her knees are pretty much gone, but
yeah.
What really kills me though is a point that I forgot to bring up, but a whole bunch of other people did, is the fact that they're saying that, you know, Tess Holliday's body weight or whatever is more natural and more normal or whatever, and it's something to be celebrated. But they Photoshop every fucking picture that comes out of her and makes her look as unnatural as she can.
Yeah, but they can't fix those knees. There's no way to do that, not without it looking weird.
Yep.
Shit's fucked up, man. Oh, I did comment on that, the one person that was asking about the centrists or whatever, monkey.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring that one up.
Okay, you got the tweet up because I'm looking for it.
Let me find it. Yeah, it's right here somewhere. Oh god, there's that hairy ass. Here it is. Okay. This comes from Jessica Nightmare on Twitter. She wrote, "Can a centrist please tell me what being a centrist means? Like with healthcare, do you folks believe that instead of healthcare for all, you want healthcare for most? How does a centrist decide who will die from lack of healthcare? What's the center on that issue?" And she goes on to say, I just truly don't understand centrists from their point of view. From my and most leftist perspective, you folks are against changing things for the better.
Real quick, thank you, Sanguine. She is more spherical than the Earth.
You're not wrong.
Oy.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. She kind of reminds me of the Pac-Man cartoon, to be honest. But back to Jessica here. Go ahead, Satsu. What was your response there?
Sorry, I was just looking at the chat. Squishy popped in and somebody said congrats, and she said on what, and RJ said Satsu's pregnant.
Hey, Squish.
Oh my god, y'all are fucking idiots. Okay, let me see if I can find it real quick. I had stopped scrolling when you said you found it and then remembered I had to find my response. Like, oops. Let me see. I know I put the I put this post up earlier. The apparently you need to be either 100% left or 100% right, because if you fall just 1% in the opposite direction, you're a filthy centrist. And then I prayed for the meteors to come because
real quick, thank you, Sanguine. Pac-Man eats less. Oh,
his legs are also a lot skinnier.
I did ask her though. I said, as a leftist, can you say that you agree with every single leftist talking point that exists today? Do you think that it is impossible to be leftist unless you agree with everything that leftists agree with? I didn't get a response to that. But
given her question, I would bet she does.
Right. Well, the other one, I said, by the way you frame this question, you absolutely don't understand anything. And if I'm going, I'm getting the feeling that even if we explained it to you, you would still come to your own conclusion anyway, which, of course, they will.
Well, here's the problem. People, I don't understand why, but they seem to think centrist is a party.
Yeah, like I think it's its own separate thing.
Yeah, like we have some platform, and the idea of centrist is that sometimes I agree with the left, sometimes I agree with the right. Which, by the way, for me, it's more towards the right, and sometimes I think they are both fucking stupid. So,
Monkey, what you're saying is you're a fence sitter.
I'm gonna kick you in the balls when we meet. You know who's a fence sitter? Boogie is a fence sitter, and I actually, I every time I typed it in response to a chat or a comment on my video, I was like, but it's true, because he will not take a position. I'll take a position. It's just not going to be based on being a liberal or a conservative or a Republican or a Democrat. These people get it in their minds that centrist is some kind of party. Like, no, it's not. It's people who don't agree with either of you guys all the time and refuse to be put into that fucking box.
You guys want to see? Want to hear my favorite comment in this whole feed?
Oh yeah, please. Because this feed is you know what? I'll share the whole feed because it is fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
It is interesting, the comments in here, but my favorite one by far is centrism is just diet right wing.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That means you're either 100% left or you're nothing. Like you 100% left or right wing.
Thank you, Jesse Defendant Fox. I hate when people are like Tess Holiday, assume all skinny are models. I've seen both fat and skinny people with health issues.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. You want to read the other one?
Thank you, Terry Demontis. Boogie can't be a fence sitter; the fence would break. That's some low hanging fruit right there.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, that whole argument of like centrist is just right light or whatever reminds me of what happened when the election occurred, and I did not vote in the presidential. I didn't vote for either Hillary. I didn't vote for Trump. I just didn't vote in the presidential because I didn't like any of the candidates. And my best friend at the time, when this came up, they interpreted that to mean that because I wasn't supporting Hillary, I was therefore supporting Trump.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a purest example of just like, okay, I've taken a neutral position. Therefore, since I'm not for your side, I'm obviously on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
At the time, there was I was working at Walmart, and there was a guy who came in and he would audit things to make sure that our pricing was correct.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody in management or pseudo management, which is where I was, had to walk with him. And me and him used to talk politics, and he asked me who I was voting for in the presidential election. I told him I was voting for my wife. And he goes, "No, seriously." I said, "Yes, seriously, I'm voting for my wife." And he goes, "You're going to let Hillary win?" Like,
yeah.
My one vote is not going to change anything.
Oh, sure.
But I'm not voting for either person that I don't actually believe in. I don't do that anymore. And if anybody tells you that you're wasting your vote, tell them to go fuck themselves. It's your vote.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to get back to that one super chat because one of the comments I got on my video today was somebody very mad at me because not all people with diabetes are fat. Nobody's ever said that. Nobody's ever suggested that being fat is the only way you can be unhealthy. What's said and what's meant in that is that being fat, especially as big as Tess Holiday is, drastically increases the chance of you getting heart disease or diabetes. That doesn't mean only fat people will get heart disease.
Yeah. That's why everybody is encouraged to have safe sex instead of just fucking whores.
Yes,
because
indeed.
Anybody can get an STD. Like, you don't have to be a whore. You can have sex one time and catch something. Like, you don't have to be a slut to get an STD, which is part of the reason why some people are trying to remove the negative stigma of the whole concept overall, which to a certain degree I understand, but you don't have to be fat to be unhealthy. It's just the quicker way to get there. Just like you don't have to be a slut to get an STD. It's just a really quick way to get there.
Well, the example Alex uses smoking because I smoke, but there are old people who smoke. They've lived their whole lives smoking, get up to 90 years old. One of the oldest people who ever lived, she was like, I want to say 109 or something like that. Smoked her whole life until the last 2 years of her life when she couldn't see and people refused to light her cigarettes for her. Which, by the way, dick move, guys. That doesn't mean we go, oh, well, she lived forever. Everybody should smoke. Because that would be fucking stupid.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is an increased risk. And you can't pretend that just because some skinny people get diseases too, that there's not an increased risk by being a huge fat ass. Just throwing that out there. I had another one. Where'd that go? Dude, oh, we had the Joe Scarborough thing. We didn't really talk much about that, but guys, yeah, he said today that, he wrote a column about how Donald Trump is more dangerous to the country than terrorists. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Angus King. He's a senator. Where the fuck is he from?
Angus.
I forget where he's from. He actually compared the Russian hacking to 9/11.
Wow.
How many?
You mean
how
that
many,
thing
how many
that may
people
or may not
died?
have happened?
Yeah. How many people? How many people died because of the Russian hacking?
It is a threat against our country.
Yeah. Okay.
Tess Holiday is flat. Stop it. You stop that.
Oh my god.
Oh.
But yeah, Angus King. This is a senator who's running around there comparing Russian hacking to 9/11. You fucking moron.
Oh, guys, want to hear a hot take?
Please, I like hot takes.
Sure.
Professor claims farmers markets cultivate racism. Habits of white people are being normalized.
Eating? Buying food and eating? That's habits of white people?
Yeah. You get it? Farmers markets are cultivating racism.
I get it. I get it. So, Satsu, as a black man, you've never eaten before? I didn't know that.
What is this concept?
Wow. Where did Asian food come from if Asians aren't eaten?
I don't know, but I got another hot take for you.
Oh my God, Data just said you must be a flat girther. Y'all are killing me. You're fucking killing me.
Terrible, man.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ashley says, please, if you're evacuating from Hurricane Florence, take your fucking pets with you. And she typed it like 15 times in a row.
Well, you really should.
Yeah, of course you should. But I'm just like, damn. Okay.
There was a story that I didn't read from MSS News. There's a lot of wild horses in North Carolina still. And like, what happens to them when a hurricane comes in? Well, for the most part, they run for the hills. Animals tend to do that when storms come, so they'll be all right. And some of them might wash up on somebody's lawn. Oh God, what else do we have today? Oh, we have a bitch who. Oh God, this woman. A woman in California, I believe. Yeah, California, set up a fake donation thing. She didn't go through like a GoFundMe or something. She took donations for things like air mattresses and stuff like that.
Real quick. Thank you, Sanguine Monkey. Have you seen Africa? Of course, eating is a white thing.
Oh God, damn you! Fuck! Oh man,
Jesus!
Dear YouTube, that was not us. We were reading a super chat.
Yeah, no kidding.
We got to put Sanguine in timeout.
Yeah, you go sit in the corner. She set up a thing on her Facebook claiming that she had a firefighter husband dealing with all the firefighters or all the fires and asking for donations for stuff. And she accumulated $11,000 worth of cash and gifts. She was found out when somebody did a search of the firefighters and the name she gave didn't match any of them.
Oh, great.
You got to be a dirty bitch to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I there's no low that somebody won't go to. I mean,
my favorite part though is how she looks. She looks like somebody was playing with Play-Doh and fucked it all up.
Oh.
There you guys
Rosie O'Donnell was made.
Oh God, you can check her out. She looks freaky. She looks like she should be in some kind of carnival horror show. But that's all I had for the fucketry tonight. There. Oh no. Hey, there's a story I wanted to do that we didn't get to. And when you asked about more news, I should have done this one. A GOP House candidate used one of his own election signs to stop a guy who was trying to stab him. He was at a campaign event, and this guy comes up and just starts fucking shit to him, and the guy, they get a little back and forth. Dude pulls out a switchblade and tries to stab him.
Wow.
And I'm curious because after the shooting at that news station, we saw all kinds of Trump is responsible for this because of news stuff. I just wonder how many news stories we're going to see that's going to blame, say, Maxine Waters for somebody like this guy.
Oh no. This is Trump culture in full effect. Not Antifa, the group that's actively going around performing violence and having high rank officials condone it and endorse it almost. Not Maxine Waters, who literally told people to go out and harass people. No, this is Trump culture in full effect.
The last thing I remember, I think it was yesterday, we had the little piece about the girl who said, stop making kids stand up and do presentations in class. Somebody did another one, says, stop forcing male students to stand up in class. It's hard to hide a boner.
Right.
And I agree with him on that one. Let him take a minute to calm down and then make him get up there. But yeah, that's all I had. It was actually kind of a slow dumbass day, believe it or not.
Oh my God. Oh God. I can't believe I forgot about this, dude. Back when I was in school, there was a situation where this teacher kept calling on this one particular student to stand up and read. And he like shook his head no. And she was like, you know, I'm not going to move to the next person. You can't keep skipping out on this. You need to stand up and read or whatever. And he kept saying no. And she said, all right, we can sit here all day. So he said, fuck it. He slammed his hands down on the table and he stood up about as straight and tall as you possibly can. And obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys can imagine. What? Yeah. And she was like, oh God, please sit back down. And the whole class just bust out laughing. He was like, bitch, I told you this was a bad time for me. I don't know. It just turned on. And we were laughing so hard, man.
Scribe put into chat that we're glitching for him. Yeah, that's got to be you because he's clear to me and it sounds like I'm clear to him. So,
yeah.
Well, let's see. What else can we talk about?
We're still in fuckery time, right?
Yes.
I was actually going through Twitter just looking at some of the dumb shit that I had missed because there's plenty of stupid fucking things to go around on Twitter.
Well, most of the time when I respond in the day, the reason you see me retweet it is because it puts it in my timeline, so I save it. Makes it easy to find.
Yeah. I used to have like a bunch of tabs open, but
oh no, fuck that.
That's too much work.
Scribbles, did you just try talking? I saw your avatar come up. If you're talking, we can't hear you at all. Splinter did tell us that Amy Schumer told her will absolutely not vote for Cynthia Nixon because we care what Amy Schumer is going to vote for.
Wait, Cynthia Nixon? That sounds like a vagina holder.
It is.
So why not?
Well, let's see. In an announcement that rocked New York State politics to the core, Amy Schumer has rescinded her endorsement of gubernatorial candidate Cynthia Nixon. I wanted to vote for Nixon, but sadly, I don't believe she would know what the heck to do, Schumer wrote in an Instagram post on Tuesday. She needs to be able to pressure the state legislature and stuff, but I don't believe she has enough connections upstate. Basically because she's not a politician already. As governor, she wouldn't have any pull. Amy Schumer's a fucking moron.
She gonna get in trouble. She know better. That person has a vagina, and you're claiming to be a women's activist. You can't say that shit.
Azure Phoenix, yes. Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City is running for governor of New York. And yeah, I just love that. That rocked New York State politics. Amy Schumer has that much fucking pull in New York State politics.
I guess so. I mean,
that's sad.
Considering you could probably, if she stood in the center of New York, you could smell her vagina from each corner.
Yeah, she's goat pussy. She told us on her best day it smells like a goat.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's that reach.
Well, she said small barnyard animal, so I mean, I suppose it could smell like a pig. Anyhow, let's see. Do we have any advice columns?
Boy, poor Scribe.
Are you guys lost without me?
Oh, there you are. Well, I was looking for something else to talk about here.
Welcome back, Scribe.
Well, I've been here. I haven't tried to talk at all, but you guys glitching out for me. So I figure that if that's happening to you, it's not happening for you. So it's just happening to me. So I can't tell.
Yeah. I think I just saw a post earlier of a live streamer whose house got shot up.
Oh yeah. There was what the hell's his name? Shit, I forgot. Yeah, dude was live streaming when it happened.
Yeah.
And somebody shot his house, and apparently it's happened before.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to live somewhere like that.
Jesus Christ. Well, I don't know like what the reason was for or whatever, and it sounded like he figured that they might be doing it because of something he said or did on stream. But that's fucking.
Oh, Dr. Disrespect? Seriously?
Yeah.
Dr. Disrespect. He gets his house got shot up.
Yep.
That's what they said.
Jesus.
I see.
Yeah, I see. The only time I ever see his stuff is like Twitch fails and things like that, compilations. Let's see. Twitch streamer Dr. Disrespect says someone shot at his house twice in a week. Beams, known as the boisterous player unknown's battleground streamer Dr. Disrespect, abruptly stopped his Twitch broadcast today following what he says was an attempted shooting at his house. News of this apparent shooting spread primarily due to Beam's live stream, where he can be seen playing Call of Duty, only to leave his station following an unknown noise. He breaks character, says, quote, someone shot at our house, broke the fucking upstairs window. This is the second shot someone shot yesterday at our fucking house. Before the broadcast ends, Beam is visibly upset whoever penetrated the apparent drive-by shooting. Sorry, perpetrated. That's my bad. Details are scarce at the moment, but as Polygon California,
we're losing you, bud.
The second report about a shot being fired.
We didn't catch half of that there.
Yeah, it was right before you started talking about Polygon. Is where we lost you.
Okay. Well, Scribbles will be back with us in a few moments, guys. Remember tonight, ask him lots of questions when it gets to question time. Just to fuck with him. Ask him really deep, good questions you know he'd answer, just so he can't do it.
Yeah, and make sure you tag him, like specifically Scribe.
Set him up with great puns, because that'll drive him insane.
Scribe just malfunctioned.
Scribbles, we love you. You know this is payback because you came into the chat earlier on Irate Bear's channel, and all you did was fuck with him with one word. This is karma, is what this is. Mm-hmm. I thought that was funny, but internet karma.
Sweet, delicious karma.
All right, let's see.
Everybody's typing F in the chat. You know what would be awesome if that happened every time Scribe read a CNN article.
Maybe that's what it is. He's read so many stupid CNN articles, it broke his internet.
Yeah, it's just malfunctioning.
Because he was fine until he read the articles tonight.
Yeah.
By the time he was done,
it's the data load of that level of stupidity. Too many gigs.
Too many gigs. You got to get with your service provider and see how much stupid you're allowed a month.
I know I hit my monthly cap every fucking month.
Yeah, no shit. Let's see. What else do we have? You know, I'm gonna hit MSS News for one more story. That should take us right into chat time. Let's see if we can find a good one. A good deep one that'll make me swear a lot.
Testing.
Oh, we hear you. Uh-oh.
I heard testing, and then that was it.
Let's see. No. Yeah, these are great stories, guys, but I want to find one that'll agitate us. Oh, okay, let's check this one out. From New Fate 26. Dun, dun, dun. Norm MacDonald shredded. Where'd that go? Continue to cite. That's what I want to do. God damn it. There we go. Shredded for saying he's glad the Me Too movement has slowed down.
What?
Again.
Oh, are you there?
I don't know. Am I?
You're a little robot there, but I went back to MS New. He left. Okay. Norm Macdonald revealed his concerns about the hashtag Me Too movement that had spread throughout the entertainment industry in an interview published Tuesday, and readers quickly took to Twitter to follow up with their concerns about McDonald's concerns. That is a long, weird fucking sentence. Excuse me. Not necessarily, I'm happy the Me Too movement has slowed down a little bit, McDonald told the Hollywood Reporter when asked if he was hoping things swing back towards liberalism in reaction to Donald Trump's presidency. Jesus fuck, they write sentences longer than CNN. It used to be 100 women can't be lying, and then it became one woman can't lie, and then it became I believe all women, and then you're like, what? Like that Chris Hardwick guy I really thought got the blunt end of a stick here. While responses to the interview were mixed, many were firmly anti-McDonald in his criticism of the movement, including Cher, who tweeted, opens Google Doc of trash men and entertainment, adds Norm Macdonald's name to the list. Are you fucking kidding me? She's going to add him to the hashtag Me Too thing because he thinks it's a fucking moronic thing that we just believe all women? If you get laughs while being lazy, you get lazier, another wrote. You stop hearing how stupid you sound, and a few decades pass and you're Norm Macdonald, utterly aware of how you are perceived, convinced that silence is agreement, and wondering when everyone got so sensitive. Oh, fuck off. Just fuck right off. Hey, Scribbles, welcome back to your stream. Oh, he's put on his mute.
Hey, Monkey, did you know that white athletes that are still standing for the anthem are standing for white supremacy?
Oh my God! Shoot me now.
Yeah, it's a matter of privilege, Monkey. That's the only reason.
It's a matter of privilege to stand
during the national anthem. When the Negroes sit down, you sit down too. If you don't, then clearly you're a white supremacist.
You know what? I can see standing for the national anthem to be a privilege thing for somebody like me. Like I can look at it and say, Scribble says, I'll stay to keep the show alive, but I think I'm out for the night. Sorry, dude. There is nothing more frustrating than when you're the one having the problem. Oh,
yeah. The tripped out part is I'm looking at the chat and everybody's like, poor Scribe, Robo Scribe. Oh, this sucks. Scribe's getting fucked tonight. When it's me, they're like, Satsu's an incompetent fucking idiot. He can't figure anything out. Of course, Satsu's fucking up the stream. Just like,
well, that's just because it's true.
No, it's not.
Yeah, sorry, Scribbles. I've been there and it sucks. The nights where mine just won't cooperate is fucking annoying as hell. So guys, we are close enough that we're going to turn it over to you because we're down a man. So questions, comments, concerns, throw them into the chat now and we will do our best to answer them. Prospero says fight, fight, fight. We don't fight here. We're a peace-loving tribe. Satsu is because we expect better of you, says Jack.
Hey, RJ, I did already. You should be good to go, RJ. Go ahead and check Discord, and you should have permission.
Devil Fruit Zero says, Ranting Monkey, did you see Linda Sarsour say that American Muslims shouldn't humanize Israelis? It's bad to think Muslims. I didn't see that, but it doesn't surprise me because she's a scumfuck. I don't have problems with the peaceful Muslims who go about their day and do their thing. People like her, fuck her. She is a horrible person.
Oh yeah, and a complete outspoken. What's so fucked up is out of all the people they accuse to be racist, she is a complete, unapologetic, outspoken racist. Like she will say it, no problem.
And they'll make excuses for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Since he can't defend himself, what do you really think about Scribe? He's an asshole, but he's my kind of asshole. I have a couple of friends on the internet that I consider very, very close friends that I would treat just like any of my real life friends, and they include Scribe and Satsu and Irate Bear. I know you want me to tear them apart, but I love Scribe. So
Data says I took classes in internet communication. I most certainly did not. Who paid for those?
Ranting Monkey, thoughts on the show Ancient Aliens? I've never watched it. I've seen the memes, but I've never watched it. Check Your Logic asks, did this kind of type of thing happen before? If you're talking about the internet problems, all of us who've hosted have had internet problems at one time or another.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Just the joy of the internet.
It comes out of nowhere, man. It's not much you can really do about it, unfortunately.
Ramen asks, what do you think of the CBS CEO being taken down by the Me Too movement? He's talking about Les Moonves. I think it's weird how we've gotten to the place of guilty until proven innocent. He may be the dirtbag they say he is, but right now it's literally based on women just saying it, and that's not proof. None of them went to a court of law over any of this supposed stuff. So, I don't know. It's hard to comment on something like that when we don't have facts. We have he said, she said.
Right. 2 cents plus. Would you be interested in trying Quiplash after the stream? I actually planned on doing some work after the stream. But if you send me a link to the stream, I'll pop in and see what it's about. I've seen a few people play Quiplash, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks boring as fuck. But I'll watch you guys play and see what the hype is about, because I don't know if it was just the people or the few like people I popped in on. I'm just like, this game does not look fun. I don't get what's happening here. Like, I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, they're playing a game clearly, but I don't know what's happening.
Quiplash is a blast if you're playing with the right people.
That's what I hear, but I haven't seen it played correctly. So
I played with the minions several times, and it is funny as hell. Scribe asks, Monkey, how is it that you're so cool? Genes. It's genetic.
You know what? I honestly thought you were talking about like jeans, like pants.
Well, those two. I look good in jeans. Liag asks or says, Bad Monkey, why did you share that fucking goddamn hairy ass? He's talking about a picture on she? I don't know on this one. They are talking about a picture that I shared on Twitter. Sorry about that. My bad. It was funny. Is Israel officially the 51st state or what? No, they're not. Satsu, what are your thoughts on the show Ancient Aliens?
Never even heard of it. What is Ancient Aliens?
It's a show that goes into a conspiracy theory that there used to be aliens around.
Oh, yeah. I don't have an opinion on it because I have never even heard of it.
Should Washington, D.C. be added as a state? No, we should probably just wipe the slate clean and start over with that place. Sassy, if I leave you alone about water,
Huh?
I'm stopping because I think there's the wrong word there, and I'm trying to figure out what it was supposed to be. If I leave you alone, it says about water. Will you admit I have my funny moments? I am a funny person, Sassy. Jenna is asking you that.
I'm trying to find that one. I don't even see it.
It's way up there. I'm scrolled way back because we have a lot of questions here. You guys got some good questions. Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw it, Scribe, and you can probably answer in the chat. Scribe, like, what 3 things from Legends would you bring back into Star Wars canon? I have no idea, so we'll leave that for him to
answer in the
chat. And it looks like he did answer. So my chat just jumped all the way down. If you asked a question, you might want to answer again or ask again because chat is being an ass to me.
Oh my God. Really? Let it go, Jenna. She's talking about pouring my water out.
Oh, that's what she was saying.
Yeah. Jenna, look here.
John
Sometimes you are entertaining and funny. Sometimes you are just mean to me for no reason.
John asked if I'll get Monster Hunter. I have it. I just can't play it very well. I've tried, and Satsu tried to help me, and
Yeah.
I got to get better at it before we'll play it like live.
Yeah, I've been trying to like we do need to actually make a conscious effort to get you back on there because Dax plays, his girlfriend plays, and I've been trying to get a group together for Monster Hunter because we have it. I want to fucking utilize it. God damn it.
Yeah, a viewer was kind enough to get that for me, and yeah, I have been playing it. I suck a lot.
Satsu, has marriage changed your relationship with Squishy? Has the I guess that's supposed to be sex started to wane yet? Okay. No, it has not changed my relationship at all, other than the fact that Squishy, when she addresses me now, says hubby or husband so much and smiles while doing it. It's almost kind of creepy. But she's like, I told you, we were married long before we said I do. And as far as the sex goes, I'm still telling her no as often as I can because she like wears me out, and it didn't get any better. As a matter of fact, it kind of got worse. Outside of her back injury, she's all over me.
When I was first married, people told me, you know, the sex is going to die off. It's going to die off.
That's what people keep joking about, and I'm like, yeah.
For us, it didn't until this happened to me.
Yeah.
So it might for a lot of couples, but keep it up because sex makes marriage so much better. Jean-Pierre asked if Grand Monkey's ever watched all 6 Star Wars movies. Fuck no, I wouldn't. I would not show my grandchild those prequel garbage things. She has seen Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. Ebony asked, biting during sex. I don't bite during sex. Because how can I put this? I don't want to take a chunk out of my wife. I get a little too into it with the biting, and I don't want to hurt her.
Don't do biting while you're hungry. No. Squishy likes it. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I don't know if I like to be bit. I like to be scratched. I don't mind that, but I'm a neck guy, so I had this realization one time during sex that I finally understand where the whole vampirism lore and everything comes from and why people love it so much. Is because that is actually a very sexy thing to just bite the fuck out of someone's neck.
See, I don't have a problem like doing it to other people, but like if you touch my neck in any way, you're liable to get chopped in the throat because it just doesn't feel right to me. And Squishy, like, she tries all the time, and she ease up on me and almost elbowed her in the face a couple times. I'm like, woman, do not do that.
Well, here's something that I probably shouldn't tell everybody, but I have a very sensitive neck. Like a strong wind blowing across my neck, right, can give me a woody. Lady Monkey has a very sensitive neck. It's very ticklish. And so I don't get to play with it as much as I want to. But I definitely get that. Satsu and Rentsy Monkey, do you two feel like anything really changed after marriage? No, I don't.
Not for me. No. But then again, it might be way too early for me to give that assessment. But just to be fair, like to be realistic about it. But no, nothing changed really for me at all. Lindsay says, "Are you an ass man or a breast man?" I am an ass man 100% of the way. Unfortunately, Squishy is lacking in that department. But it's kind of weird because like Squishy, because her thighs are so thick, like she got like really thick thighs or whatever, it makes her butt not look as big as it actually is. Because if you like, when I grab her butt, there's a handful. Like, it's not like, you know, there's nothing there, but it just doesn't look it because she has like really thick thighs. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it.
Real quick, Tyler asks us, what do you think of the CEO that raised urinary tract infection meds by 400%? We talked about that earlier, actually. He's a douchebag.
Oh, they said I was roboting.
I didn't hear any robot.
Really? Oh, so It must be YouTube.
That part had to be.
Yeah, I think this is YouTube.
Because you were fine right there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Squishy smiling about what you said. Yeah, I don't know why you guys are hearing him robot. And normally, if there's a robot, the people in the chat can hear. And I didn't hear any breakup there. That's weird.
Yeah, that's YouTube's fucking up this time.
Let's see. Everybody went into robot mode. Let's scroll back and see. Did you know Han Solo was originally supposed to be, or originally Al Pacino was originally positioned to play him? I've heard that before. I've heard various actors were wanted for that role. So, let's see. Monkey's a cannibal? No, but I could be. Oh, and I didn't answer. I'm an ass man all the way. Ass. I don't like my ass touch, but man, I like asses.
Satsu, which military regiment in Attack on Titan would you be a part of? You know what? I thought about this for a long time, and as awesome as the scouts are, I would probably be a part of the military police because I don't want to die. I'm sorry. I'd have been one of them motherfuckers in the gates like, yep, I'm good on that.
Devil Fruit asked, does Grand Monkey use you often like she did when she did the We Can't Grow Grandpa's Laying on Me story? No, that was a first. Normally what she'll do is she'll just wrap herself around my leg and say, I don't want to go.
Oh, Devil.
She's getting devious.
Devil Fruit, is that coming to... If it's coming to Ohio, then I'd like to. If not, then probably not.
Oh, shit, Jaster, I am so sorry. I forgot about that. I will look at the notes. I need to write myself a note to remember to look at notes. See, I tell you guys, if you ask me to do something, I'm happy to do it. I just forget. My memory is shit. What else do we have going on there?
Let's see here. Monkey, have you tried the hammer on Monster Hunter? No, the only thing we got Monkey to try, what was it? The long sword?
I tried several different weapons. I didn't do the hammer yet.
You didn't do the hammer. The hammer is fucking fun, dude.
I did the bow, the gun, the sword, the dagger things. We got 2 of them.
Yeah,
I tried several weapons. I just suck at all of them.
Dude, I love the fucking hammer. I have used the hammer on other Monster Hunter games, but it has never been my favorite. As a matter of fact, there was a long time, because I've been playing Monster Hunter for 10 years, where I was just like, I don't understand why people like this weapon so much. It's slow, you're vulnerable, but they made that weapon so awesome on World. It is so good on World.
Where was that question? Won't you forget to look at the note? No, because I put I put Post-it notes on my actual desk, and I read them, and until they're no longer relevant, they stay right here in my eyesight. The hammer's a good starter weapon. Yeah, that's why Satsu uses it, because he sucks.
Please, I use everything, dude. I use every weapon on that game. My specialties, though, if you guys give a shit, are the insect glaive, the sword and shield, the hammer, and the lance. Those are and the light bow gun. Those are probably my weapons I probably excel at.
I think I used the lance too. Jen is asking Jack, what is Quiplash? Quiplash is a great game where you get a little category thing, and you fill in a blank, and most of us who do it fun fill in a really horrible blank. You say something just awful, and then the audience and the people playing the game vote on who had the best answer.
Okay. Thoughts on Fooly Cooley Alternative? I don't know, man. I really liked Fooly Cooley. I thought it was like a really good show back then. But when I heard they were doing the remake or whatever, I was just like, leave it alone. Or I guess it's supposed to be a continuation. I don't know. It seems weird to me to see that show looking all nice and fresh and new. I don't know how to feel about it. I wasn't excited.
Seal asks if Quiplash is like Cards Against Humanity. Kind of, yeah. But you make up your own answers. Favorite classic board game? Monopoly. Yeah, I fucking love Monopoly. You know, we got a whole bunch of games for when she stayed with us, and the only one she really liked was Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Hungry Hungry Hippos.
And she cheats. The little shit cheats
Oh, of course, all kids cheat in those games.
About halfway through, once most of the marbles are gone, she'll stick her hand in the middle and push them towards her hippo. I'm like, that's not fair.
Oh yeah, I've never played Hungry Hungry Hippos with anybody younger than 10, and they didn't cheat.
See, would you tell people to join Satsu's Discord if they're interested in playing Quiplash after the stream? Sure. Jack says, join Satsu's Discord if you're interested in playing Quiplash.
Yes, I'm gonna be looking at my Discord for probably the next couple hours while I'm editing stuff or whatever. So I'll be giving everybody confirmations once they come in, because you have to get permissions in order to use the Discord, because we got hacked recently, and I ain't about that life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gregory says, how do you join Satsu's Discord? Is it somewhere on your channel? I'll pull up the information. No, yeah, I'll pull up the information.
Hold on, I might be able to share it right now.
Oh, cool. Mozart or Bach? When it comes to classical music, I really don't pay attention to who did it. I just listen. Will you buy Grand Monkey a PC or a console eventually? Probably. I mean, I love computers, and I'd love to pass that on to her. Oh, Stargazer did it. Stargazer, nuts, you are amazing. She put the Discord link in there for us.
Go Star.
Is Quiplash free? No, somebody has to buy it, but to play it, it's free. You just have to play with somebody who already owns it. Oh, Monkey Pyrus asked, Monkey, what happened to you that caused you to be in so much pain? Was it the anal with Bear? No, that was fine. Nothing. That's the sad reality. Nothing happened. I just started hurting one day, and a disc in my neck was what's the word for it? Squished and poking out, and it was poking into my spine, and it bruised it. And yeah, so have you taught Grand Monkey to play Mousetrap yet? No, it's not one of the games we got. I think she'd like it. We'll see. Thoughts on the new up-and-coming Jack Ryan TV show? I really want to like it, and I'll probably watch it eventually, but I'm with Scribe in that I think it makes Jack Ryan too much of an action hero, and that's not what he is. Herniated, yes, thank you, Minions of the Zoo. Herniated disc.
All right, I'm giving permissions right now. I just saw quite a few people join the Discord, and I'm giving you guys the.
As your Phoenix says, Jack Ryan is out on Amazon and it's a kick-ass show. Those are my thoughts. I'm not doubting that it's a kick-ass show. I'm not sure it's Jack Ryan. That's my problem with it. I think they probably would have been better with going with a Jason Bourne origin story to be true to the character. I mean, it's way better than the Baldwin abortion of Jack Ryan. Oh, you and Scribe are about to fight. They should have made it a show about John Clark. Jack Ryan could be supporting. Yeah, that's a good thing. Is John Clark the one that was played by Willem Dafoe in the in Patriot Games and or whatever one it was? Yeah. Now they're asking Scribe questions, which doesn't help us. Satsu Hasama did ever watch Nichiju?
Hold on.
Why are y'all trying to make me say shit you know I can't say?
Where is that at? Who asked?
You got to scroll up a bit. It was right before. Let's see, Absolute Zero asked it.
Absolute Zero. Where you at?
Waffle fries or curly? Curly fries, of course.
I like both. It's hard to pick. Don't make me choose.
I like a really tightly curled curly fry. It's my favorite.
I don't see his question. He gonna have to type it again.
Let's see if I can copy and paste it. Where'd it go? Because that is some shit you should never ask me to pronounce. And granted, he probably thought you'd be watching the screen, but we're gonna pretend like he did it to me. There you go.
I went to the Discord to give people permission.
Oh, I know you did. I wasn't blaming you or anything. I just put it back in the chat so you can see it.
Oh, did I ever watch Nichijou? Oh, you know what? I just started watching Nichijou for the first time ever. That show is fucking hilarious. It took me a really long time to finally watch that anime, and I feel so bad that I waited so long. But I watched like 5 episodes recently, and it is hilarious.
Jean-Pierre says, FYI, Ben Affleck played Jack Ryan. Yeah, Ben, Harrison Ford, Alec Baldwin, and Captain Kirk. I always forget that guy's name. The new Captain Kirk.
I don't know if Nichijou is funnier than God damn it, what's the name of that show? I think of it. Go ahead, Monkey. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine. Shiogaran says, I've got 2 herniated discs. What should I do to avoid becoming a crippled monkey? Get them repaired as soon as you can, especially if they're in your neck. I didn't know I had a herniated disc. My pain literally started just under my shoulder blade. It was a sharp pain that go from there through to my ribs. Nothing about that told me, neck is bad.
Oh, that show was Konosuba. That's what I was just thinking of.
How do you remember the names of all this shit and be able to pronounce it right?
I've been watching anime for a long time, dude. Let me see. Monkey, did we ever post that video for the ARC settings in the stream? I mean, in the Discord?
I don't think it got reposted. You posted it a long time ago.
Okay, let me see. I just is this it? Oh, this might be. I might have found it right away.
Satsu, what do you think of Gundam?
Not really into mech anime. I've only watched a few that I've ever enjoyed. Eureka 7 being the main one. Outside of that, I mean, I guess I just watched Darling in the Franxx, and that was all right.
Batty says, I have that kind of pain. Get with a doctor, because it wasn't constant. It was just every so often I would get this pain that was so bad I couldn't even breathe. And until it passed, I could not catch my breath. And I put up with it for about a month or two. And finally, one day, me and Lady Monkey worked at the same place, and we were getting ready to go to work. And I looked at her, I said, I can't go today. I can't. Because it kept happening. And that's when I went and saw my doctor. And here I am now. Let's see. Shio says neck and back. They refuse surgery due to age. That sucks, man. That is horrible. Hopefully it's poking out a different way, though. Monkey, what's your favorite Christopher Lee movie? I couldn't tell you a movie he's in.
All right, I'm gonna pin this one. I think I put it up. This should be it, and I pinned it. So,
what story from a game do you really want continued that hasn't had a major title for a while? There's so many good ones. I would really love to see. I don't know about continuing though. San Andreas was great in the story of Carl CJ. I would love to see a release of just him again. But my go-to answer for things like this is Mass Effect, because I don't consider Andromeda really continuing it.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see another Uncharted come out that's starring Nathan Drake's daughter.
I would like to see Dying Light 2, which is coming out.
Oh yeah, I'm so ready for Dying Light.
Oh
no, not Dying Light. Last of Us 2. That's what I'm ready for.
Did you see Dying Light has a
battle royale?
Yeah.
I saw that shit. I'm like, what the fuck is that even gonna be like? I mean, I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what it's gonna be.
Ben Affleck first Daredevil film. I actually don't think, I can watch the first Daredevil film because I'm not as big a Daredevil fan as I am a Spider-Man one. Mm-hmm. So all of the mistakes in there that fans talk about don't affect me because I don't know.
Thoughts on Pop Team Epic? I never watched it. I've seen a bunch of memes from it, and I hear it's like fucking. It's like meme level 9,000. But I'm not interested in it for some reason. Like I see all this stuff and I'm like, I'm sure it's funny and entertaining, but I have no desire to like go and watch it. It just doesn't seem like my kind of humor.
Absolute Zero says, sorry, Ranting Monkey Sama. I don't know how to use Discord. Also, just for shits and giggles, can you say Bake Monogatari? Was I close?
Where is it at?
You got to scroll up. I have my chat pulled out and stretched so I can see more. What else do we have going on here? Guys, we got 6 minutes left, and I'm sorry you don't have Scribe here to answer your questions. He's doing his best to answer them in the chat if you'd like to ask him. Otherwise, you got me and Satsu. Cynic says no.
I think they were asking you about Bakemonogatari.
Hey, yeah, that's close. I said Bake Monogatari. I was close. Let's see. Betty, you don't want to be in pain forever. Listen to Monkey, see a doctor. Yeah, if you're having random pain somewhere, that is not normal. Go see a doctor. Did you guys know that Scarface was a remake? I did not.
I did know that. Actually, I can't remember who told me that, but somebody told me that it was a remake. SDA, what up, girl?
SDA comes in and says bitches.
Don't forget the hose, SDA. You can't forget the hose.
If you were a dinosaur, which dinosaur would you be and why? I would be a murder chicken because they're badass.
Murder chicken.
They're ugly as fuck, but they're badass. At least in Ark, they are. What would you be, Satsu?
A stegosaurus.
That's gay. If it makes you feel better, Satsu wasn't much better, ranting monkey. Oh, you didn't say it very well either. Ha. Bitches and hoes love you, Sassy. What about me? That ain't right. Why are you timing people out, woman?
I don't know.
Let's see. 4 minutes left. Red Skull or Black Mask? Scribe, light. Yes, I'm determined to know. There you go. Peter's asking you that, Scribe. I love you back, SDA. Thoughts on the Three Stooges? And that wasn't asked to you, Satsu, because you don't watch that stuff.
No.
I like the Three Stooges when I was a kid. I don't see the appeal as much when I watch it now because I don't know. Maybe it was funny watching people get hit in the face or hurt, but I'm not a fan of the physical comedy as much.
Slapstick.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it works, and even in the Stooges when I watch it, it's fine. But I don't know. I prefer wit to slapstick.
All right, guys. At the 1 minute mark, when we hit 10:59, I want every single person in the chat to call SDA a thought and see if she can mute everybody before the end of the stream is over.
Jean-Pierre says, thoughts on Dead Poet Society. That is a very special movie to me. It came out right before my brother hung himself. And if you've seen the movie, you might know why that would have some relevance. It was a good movie even without that, but having that in my life at that time, it made it kind of special to me. Nut says, tell us SDA you came in and called everyone bitches. That is true. Scribe is my favorite light beer. With Scribe muted, does that mean we'll have no secret word? You might have the most secretest word ever.
Right. The most secret.
It'll come through in code.
He gonna type it in Braille.
Jean-Pierre says, sorry for your loss. Thank you. Long time ago. It sucked at the time, but Irish Rose says, Night all. Hi, Lurkers, love you.
I'm hungry as fuck, son. I need to go and get some junk food.
I think I ate today. I think I had pizza rolls earlier.
I ate ramen because that's all we have. Dude, we have ramen and stuff to make sandwiches. That's all we have in our house.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's literally it. So I need to make a move here.
Well, we have a lot of stuff, but there's very little I can make because standing up sucks.
Yeah. Wait, did Terry time out SDA?
No, SDA timed out.
It says Terry. Oh no, he was timed out. Okay, I thought Terry timed out. SDA.
She says, "I feel bad." That was Terry. I forgot about your brother dying. I especially feel bad because your mom died too. Yeah, it was within 6 months of each other too, which is that sucked, man. I was 14, but life goes on, man. I can't complain too much because if that hadn't happened in my life, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't have had the balls to go after my wife like I did, and which means I wouldn't have my children. I wouldn't have my granddaughter. So this isn't a God had a plan kind of thing. It's just without that, life would have been a lot different, and I'm happy with where my life is.
You live a life with no regrets, man, and try to take something from everything.
Monkey, I realize your relationship with your little monkey is like your daughter's relationship with your dad. That's sweet. It's something that seems to run in my wife's family because she was really close to her grandfather too.
Well, that's the top of the hour, guys. So if you can hear me, I'll at least do the outro.
Okay. We hear you. You sound good.
All right. So SDA is drunk with power right now, apparently, or on a vengeance spree. I can't tell which.
She's on thought patrol.
Gotcha. Well, either way, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Even despite the technical difficulties, I hope I'm at least coming through clearly now, if at no other time in the course of the stream. Remember that tomorrow will be on Monkey's channel per usual. There's no game streaming tonight that I'm aware of.
Nope.
And also, as a plug, I should, all things considered, be appearing at least briefly on the Two Girls, One Stream show tomorrow. I forget whether it's Weibo's channel or SDA's channel it's on, so you'll just have to go subscribe to both, so you'll be ready for it. And other than that, everyone, thank you so much for the donations. I really do appreciate your generosity. Thank you, moderators, for keeping an eye on things, except SDA, who's staging a fucking purge. And otherwise, Satsu, Monkey, thank you for joining me as always.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, internet makes me sad. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
And today's secret word is bandwidth.
Nice.